You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the February 14th, 2023 meeting of the Long Beach Board of Zoning Appeals. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
So ready to jump in. I'd like to call to order the Town of Long Beach Advisory Board of Zoning Appeals meeting, February 14th, 2023. Happy Valentine's Day to you all. Appreciate you spending your evening with us. First, we'll have a call to order, please, Meg. Roll call. Chairman Meg Kanya, here. Board member Seth McCormick.
Here.
John Mangle.
Here.
Doug Wickstrom.
Here.
Fred Woods.
Here.
There are no absent board members. BCA Council Chris Willoughby.
Here.
BCA Secretary Meg Collins, I'm here. And there are no building commission representatives tonight. Thank you. Let's stand up and do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. First item is approval of minutes. Could I have a motion to approve the minutes from investments meeting?
I'll make that motion.
Yes.
No approve the minutes.
And I'll second that. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Being none, those pass. No old business and no new business, no preliminary hearings. We have a public hearing, and Meg, would you read the description of our current public hearing, please? The public hearing for tonight is for Brian and Patricia Duffy of 2211 Openwall Drive. It's a developmental standards variance petition, variances from the requirements of section 154.130, non-conforming buildings and structures, and section 154.052, construction and location standards for accessory uses and structures. Petitioner is seeking to increase the volume of a previously existing pool shed from 1,110 cubic feet to 1,569 cubic feet in the front and side setback of a non-conforming lot. The preliminary hearing opened at the May 10th meeting and was continued to June 14th. The petition was removed briefly. The preliminary hearing was reconsidered at the January 10th BCA meeting, and the public hearing is set to open tonight. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. Brad, would you like to approach and give us a rebrief?
Good evening. My name is Brad Adamski. I'm the attorney representing Brian and Patricia Duffy regarding their petition as defined for their property at 2211 Openwall. Start by again thanking the board for accommodating an earlier start tonight so that I could be here on behalf of my clients. Unfortunately, it's the only thing on the agenda, so you all get to go home a little early tonight, hopefully. Most of this was already addressed, at least before this board at the preliminary hearing. Just a very brief recap for the pleasure of the board, and then obviously if there's public comment, then we'll reserve any responses maybe the public has after that. But this is a little backwards in the sense of your traditional zoning in that the construction's already done. And it was through, misunderstanding or through ideally no fault of any particular party, but the construction was allowed to proceed. Then after it was completed, there were issues with a pool shed, which was constructed on the interior of the exterior wall surrounding the property. The pool shed actually pre-existed, not that anybody would have noticed because its height was below the wall line. The new shed, though it decreased the actual footprint of the previous shed, went up in height. So it did ultimately increase volume, which is where we get the increase from 1110 cubic feet to 1569 cubic feet. Because of that, the building commission has determined, and that's why we're here tonight, that we need a variance to have that already constructed item approved appropriately. So The basis of the variance is that we've got a non-conforming lot or structure, and then we're increasing the volume of something on that non-conformance and within a setback. So those are the two sections of the code we've cited. There was actually a previous section that has been changed since the construction was done, so that's been removed from our petition. And again, we'll happily answer any questions the board has and then reserve comment for any response to any public comment that may come in.
Our board, do you have any questions or comments for Brad?
No.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate that. So we will close the public portion of the hearing. Well, we don't want to do that after. Okay. But I want to ask, have all the requirements been met?
Yes, all of the requirements for a public hearing have been met.
Okay. All right. Is there anyone here present who'd like to speak in favor of the petition? Please step forward. Is there anyone here who'd like to speak in opposition of the petition? Step forward. Is there anybody on Zoom at all? I don't see anybody there. Okay. Did we receive any letters of support?
Yes, we received one letter of support from Arlene Tangle of 2311 Hazeltine.
Okay, thank you. And did we receive any letters of opposition?
No, there were no letters of opposition.
I will close the public portion of our hearing now, and we want to have a little discussion. Do you have any more questions, or if you, nothing, we can move forward. No, good.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can either make a motion to approve, make a motion to deny, or make a motion to continue. And I'd like to make a motion to approve, but I will need a second, and then I'll read my,
I'll second it.
okay.
Madam Chairperson, as you read, you are allowed to summarize to the extent you don't want to read them verbatim. Some of that language gets pretty redundant.
Findings and decisions for Brian and Patricia Duffy, 211 Open Wall Drive. The request from petitioners seek a post-construction developmental standard variance from section 154.130 of the zoning code, approving a 459 cubic foot increase in the volume of their shed located within an already non-conforming encroachment and a setback which is generally prohibited under code. The Long Beach Advisory Board of Zoning Appeals, after giving due consideration to the petitioner's petition for the development standard variance, supporting documents, testimony, and evidence presented during the public hearing on the subject petition, other materials presented to the BZA that are part of the public record and the legal requirements set forth under the Indiana and Long Beach codes, the BZA now makes the following findings. Some reasons, let's see. The approval of the requested developmental standard variance, allowing the 459 cubic foot increase, shed located with an already non-conforming encroachment in the setback will not be and is not injurious to the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare because the contemplated project is located in construction in a manner similar to other projects and improvements allowed in and around the town of Long Beach. Number two, the use and value of the adjacent, the area adjacent to the property subject to the requested developmental standard, allowing 459 cubic feet increase in the volume of the petitioner's shed located within an already non-conforming encroachment, and the setback will not be and is not affected in a substantially adverse manner because the project resulted in updating and improving the property as well as any general compatibility with the character of the existing home and immediate neighborhood. Number three, excuse me, The strict application of the zoning code would and will result in practical difficulties in the use of the subject property for which the development standard variance from section 154130 of the zoning code is sought, because although the newly constructed but unapproved shed placed inside a wall encroached in the side setback would have been initially permissible if allowed by the building commission, it was later deemed illegal pursuant to changes in the zoning code. And B, without the approval of the requested variance, petitioners would not be able to maintain the already constructed improvements or use and enjoy their property in the same manner as other property owners that are similarly situated. So based on the foregoing findings, as well as due regard for the requirement of both state and local laws, it is the decision of the BZA to approve and grant the requested developmental standard variance from section 154130 of the zoning code, allowing a 459 cubic foot increase in the volume of the petitioner's shed located already in a non-conforming encroachment in a setback, subject to the following elimination and/or conditions. Number one, the increase in the volume of the shed does not and shall not exceed 459 cubic feet. Number two, no part of these findings and decisions shall be deemed to include any consideration or determination regarding any other section of the zoning code, as no such relief was requested or is otherwise properly before the BZA for consideration as part of the subject petition, except as otherwise addressed above. Number three, a copy of these findings and decisions shall be included in the building commission's records maintained for the building permit issued to the petitioners for their project. This is the 14th day of February, 2023. Okay, with that being read, now I'll take a vote. I'll give a roll call one at a time. Follow our roll call.
Sorry, before the vote.
Yes.
I know this is, just clarification on number one, where is it 469?
Oh, 459.
Well, that's the increase, right?
Allow, yes, it says allowing increase. I'm sorry.
Sorry. You don't need to. Everybody's president, so you just need that.
Okay, all right. All those in favor of approving the petition, say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? The petition passes. Thank you. And meeting adjourned, Meg, at 6:42.